Wait. Villains are supposed to be wrong. No. Here are top 3 villains that were right all along.
What?
At number 1, Death. A price that Puss in Boots cannot accept. In doing so, he invites the first villain of this video to prove the hero wrong, just Death himself. In Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Puss faces death. Not metaphorically or figuratively or rhetorically. Just Death himself in this case.
Huh?
Puss is the character who has sinned. Even though he's a hero, he's indulged in pleasures in each of his 9 lives, living recklessly, until he realizes he's on his last one. And Death decides to end this kitty once and for all.
I find the very idea of 9 lives absurd. And you didn't value any of them. So, why don't I do us both a favor and take this last one? Now.
Death is right. Puss has taken his lives for granted. Death's hunt of El Gato can be seen as an extension of the cycle of life. And Death Puss has overstayed. Thus someone must eliminate him. Yet I would argue that Death is still a villain. Not just an antagonist. He's not a completely neutral arbiter. If he were, wouldn't he have just simply ended Puss's life? Despite the underlying moral justice, Death relishes in the fear he causes. Puss, Death personified, is cackling and playful. He drives Puss into corners, mocks him, brings on anxiety attacks and dread, gaining a sick kind of pleasure in enacting revenge. To me, this is villainous. It's only when Puss learns his lesson that Death stops. When Puss accepts his mortality and faces his fear, Death stops his attack, disappointed that his prey has ended their game of cat and wolf.
No! God, please, no!
The villain of the first Kung Fu Panda movie is Tai Lung, a savage martial artist who was once a child prodigy. Raised by Master Shifu. Master Shifu adopted the orphan, raised him, trained him, and loved him as if he was his own child. And as if he was destined to become the Dragon Warrior. Tai Lung himself was also exceptionally talented at fighting, mastering all 1,000 scrolls of Kung Fu. But despite Tai Lung's talent, Master Oogway saw only ambition and rage in the young warrior. Master Oogway denied the role of Dragon Warrior to Tai Lung, but Shifu, his master, essentially his father, did nothing. Said nothing on his son's behalf, and just like that Tai Lung, his entire life changed. He took this as betrayal. And used his martial arts skills to destroy. He would go on to ravage the Valley of Peace. Then be imprisoned for 20 years in a prison built by Oogway that had its construction overseen by the one person who had shown Tai Lung love. No wonder that when he broke out, he sought out to unleash his rage, hunting the new Dragon Warrior. He said that it had been Shifu who filled his head with dream and drove him to train until his bones broke.
Emotional, damn it!
Oh, who filled my head with dreams? Who drove me to train until my bones cracked? Who denied me my destiny?
Shifu had tried to build a hero out of an outsider, but when that title was denied to Tai Lung, the spark of family was snuffed out. When he did nothing to help his son, Tai Lung had nothing but his father and Kung Fu. So when one of those abandoned him, what did he have left? His father. And the community around Kung Fu locked him away. In some ways, the heroes of the world were proving Tai Lung's spite right rather than try to sympathize with him, rehabilitate him, or find a new pathway for him.
My holes can take me anywhere.
I'd honestly agree at first glance. The spot doesn't look like much.
Oh, Spider-Man, wow. This is real. So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
Poor bastard.
Cool maybe, but not at all intimidating. But then the movie hits you with the twist. Miles is literally this man's origin story. In Into the Spider-Verse, he was actually a scientist working at Alchemax, the same one Miles hit with a bagel. It's crazy how one small joke became a whole massive plot point back then. The Spot was in the room during the Collider explosion, and instead of dying, he got mutated into a walking constellation of portals and dark matter, so of course, he's out higher. Life gets flipped inside out. You're bound to go a little crazy.
I'm gonna take everything from you, like I took everything from you.
And the Spot easily becomes the most dangerous villain in the Spider-Verse.